this is my cash saving journey. If you're new here, thank you so much for taking a chance and clicking on my video. I hope you decide to like, subscribe and stick around for a while. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your ongoing support. So today is another Budget 101 video, and I thought I would do a video on if you were to get a lump sum money or if you were getting like an unexpected bonus. Now, what else I wanted to talk about is something that I'm going to term budgeting burnout. And I think everyone experiences it. It's when you've got financial goals, whether it be paying off debt, saving for a home, getting an emergency fund. When you're pouring everything into that budget, it can become very restrictive. And if you feel like, especially if it's a long-term goal, and you're just pouring money in, and you're seeing your progress so slowly, like it feels so slow, especially if it's quite a large, like I know I experienced it with our home deposit. Like we are pouring every single cent into our deposit, and we are sacrificing and we are cutting back on things, and we're really trying to build financial stability, both for me and my husband, and more importantly for my kids, and preparing for the future. And it feels so labor intensive all the time, and the progress is so slow because we need $30,000 at least. Like that's a big chunk of change for us. That progress just seems so slow, and I found myself getting angry and what's the term? Oh God, I've forgotten the word. I just resent. I began to like feel resentful, like that I'm sacrificing all of this, and I'm pouring everything into this, and it's just not growing. And I got sick and tired of not being able to go down to the store and spend $100 on new clothes, or go out and buy whatever groceries I want without having to calculate everything, a meal plan and budget. And I think I realized that I'm getting burnt out. Just like in your job, I got burnt out on my budget, and that I found it can be a dangerous place, because you can very easily just go, you know what, stuff it, I've had enough, and you can go out and you can splurge, and then you've got to deal with those consequences. So I thought I would do a video on it, and I would also budget my taxes. So I got a really good tax return, not as much as I thought it was going to be, but very close. So I got $10,090 for my taxes. So I thought that I would go through my process of budgeting them and my reasons of why. And this might shock a lot of people, but if we get a big lump sum like this, or if we get a big unexpected benefit, we always splurge on a chunk of it. We go out and we buy whatever we want, we do whatever we want, we go out, we eat fast food, we go to dinner, we do family activities, we all go shopping, and we blow it. We absolutely blow it on probably things that are generally considered useless. But for the rest of the year, for the most of the year, our budget is so strict, and it's even more so now that we're saving for a deposit for a home. That's our reward for the whole year. Like at tax time, we know that we can splurge, and then we knuckle down and we save until the next tax time, and then we get to splurge again. So I thought I would go through of how I calculate all of that. So we got $10,090. So the first thing I did was I put half of it into our deposit. So I put $5,000. Now, I would recommend putting at least half. So if you're going to get like a lump sum like this, or there's an unexpected income, I would put half of it into a high priority fund. So a high priority savings goal. So for us, it was a deposit. For you, it could be an emergency fund. It could be a month ahead. It could be, say, $2,500 into each of your kids' savings accounts. I would do at least half, because yes, it's splurge money, but you also need to make sure that you're using the funds to their full potential. Would I have liked to have gone out and splurged $10,000? Heck yes. All the way yes. But unfortunately, I am an adult, as much as I don't want to be sometimes. And yeah, I do have responsibilities, and we really do need to build up this deposit. Could I have put more in that? Absolutely. I could have put the whole $10,000 in there. But then once again, that budget burnout would have kicked in, and that money would have come in and would have gone straight into the deposit, and we would once again be back to sacrificing and struggling a fortnightly basis. And then I would have probably got really mad, because I work really hard for this tax return every year, like I do. My job is mentally and emotionally demanding, so this is our reward for that. And I would be really, really mad if at the end of the year I saw nothing and it went straight into the deposit. So that's why I decided to save half. So with the remaining, so we've got to get a calculator out. And we took out $5,000. So we're left with $5,090. Okay, so from that, right, so from that $5,090, I divide it by 2. And that's $2,545. For that $2,545, I put that on kind of low priority bills and expenses. So for me, it was things like annual expenses. So the first thing I did was I put, it's going to be $1,200 to register my car when it's back on the road. So that's a very big chunk of change. So what I did is I took $1,200 out of that. Sorry, 50900 divided by 2. So out of that $2,545, I took out $1,200, and that went straight into the car rego, and it went into the bank account. So I'm not actually cash stuffing any of this; it's all electronic funds. So I transferred the $1,200 straight into the car rego, so that when my car is on the road, I know that the money is already sitting there, ready to go, and I can pay it for a full year. And the car maintenance envelope will allow me to do all the inspections and everything. It also means that I am only having to save for Les's registration technically. What I did is I added them both together, so my registration and his, then I divided that by 26, and that's how much I'm stuffing. So I'm still technically cash stuffing as if I've got to save for both car regos. So then when I do get my car fixed and I pay this $1,200, I'm already well on my way to paying the registration for both cars. So I'm really working hard to try and be smart and get ahead. So then out of the remaining $1,345, I put $300 into a general savings account. So that leaves us with $1,049. So once I did that, so they're my main financial goals at the moment. They're the ones I'm really, really focusing on. So after I did that, we went grocery shopping. And I know that probably sounds weird, but I am such a strict meal planner to get the most out of our money, and especially with rising costs right now, I think it's a very good investment. So we did a pretty big grocery shop, and we got a lot of meat. We got mainly meat so that we could freeze it, and we bought some staples. So probably I'd say about $500 went into that over a few days. And then my husband came through and he bulk cooked a lot of meals, and then we froze them in individual portions, so that if we get a tough fortnight, or if we just don't feel like cooking, we will go out and get one of those meals out rather than spend our fast food money, because it's just convenient that day. I'd rather save it for something we really like. So 500. That leaves $5.45. Now, we had already met all of our goals, to be honest. Like, these were our goals. This is what we wanted to do at the time. So we used that $500, and we got some. My husband has a small business. He needed some new tech equipment, so we used that $5.45 plus more to get him the new hard drives and everything he needed. So that left us with $2,545, and we blew every single dollar. And we enjoyed it. We really did. So I did a little bit of Christmas shopping, probably like $200 worth of Christmas shopping. I bought myself 2 A7 wallets, croc wallets. I bought one from the Envelope Diary, and I bought the second from Mandy Budgets. Both of those beautiful ladies gave me a 15% voucher code, which is glitter. So I will link their Etsy stores down below. So make sure you click in and get that 15% discount. Both of them are beautiful. I did do a review video, so go and watch that and support these beautiful, beautiful ladies. So I bought myself some of that. Me and Les spent some money on both of our birthdays. Les bought me a beautiful, beautiful gift, and he made me an amazing meal. And I basically just got him a tool. He wanted a cordless grinder, I think. Yeah. Anyway, he just wanted another tool. And then he also had an amazing dinner. So it was a really, really fun time. We just enjoyed ourselves with that $2,500. And do we have kind of much to show for it now? Some amazing memories. That's about it. And our wonderful gifts. But that's how I avoid budget burnout. Whenever there's kind of a lump sum that comes in, like for example, I'm currently on leave. I'm on leave for my job. I'm on holidays. So I get what's called leave loading, and it's basically a percentage of your wage on top. So I think for me, it was an extra $500 or $600, I think. So because I wasn't expecting that, I would do the same thing. So if it was $600, I would put $300 into the deposit. Then I would probably take $150 and put it into my long-term goals. So for example, I might put 75 in car rego and 75 in savings, or 75 in each of the kids' envelopes, or if the car is coming up to like a service, I might put it in car maintenance, or if I've got a health appointment, I'd put it into health, or things like that. And then with the remaining 150, we would spend it. We would go grocery shopping. We would take the kids to the store so they could pick out a toy or a book. We would go do a family experience, things like that. So that's how I do it. So the formula I use is 50% high priority, then 25% is low priority savings, and then 25% is fun money. That's to spoil yourself, to buy that thing that you wanted, to go out to that place you wanted to eat at. It's to reward yourself for all of your hard work. Now, not everyone can do this, I understand that, but you don't have to spend 25%. You could take $25 and get yourself a meal, or a new pair of shoes, or go get a manicure or a pedicure, or a new tool, or go to the movies. It can be anything that's meaningful to you. It's just, please remember to reward yourself, because pouring yourself into a budget and having no wiggle room, it's going to make you feel restricted. It's going to make you even resentful. You might end up being resentful. Yes, seeing the benefits of saving is a reward in itself. But having that physical reward of saying, okay, I've been really, really good. This $100 out of this is mine. And that's the same thing with my side hustle income, with my Etsy income. I always make sure to take out a portion for me and my husband to do with what we want. And that is to reward us for the hard work we did through the month to make sure that those orders were met and they were shipped out early, and it was exactly what people wanted. So this is the formula I use. I hope this helps someone, and I hope it allows people to look back on their budget and think, oh my god, so that's why I've been unhappy, or that's why I've been quicker to spend, whereas before I would be more cautious. You might be experiencing budget burnout, and that's okay. It's okay. So please remember to take care of yourselves, engage in your self-care, and if possible, start allocating some money for you to have fun and to enjoy all your hard work. Like, I do enjoy it now. Like, for example, one of the main examples I use is the car registration. We have never been able to pay our car registration on time because we have to wait for a payday, and then we'd pay the whole car registration out of that pay, and then there would be no money for anything else. There'd be no fuel, there'd be no groceries, there'd be like no medication money. Like, we would be buggered for like 2 weeks, and I dreaded it every year. I dread it. I absolutely dreaded it. For the first time, because of this system, I actually had the money for our car registration, I think about nearly a month early. A month early, I had that money sitting. It's now sitting in the bank, ready to go. For the first time, it's actually my husband that's lagging, like, because he has to go take the car to be inspected. Like, and I keep saying, well, the money's there, do you want me to pay it? And he's like, no, I've got to do the inspection. So yeah, that's an unbelievable feeling, and that is a reward in itself, and I am so extremely grateful. But I also recognize that was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of sacrifice. And like, would I like to allocate those funds elsewhere? Of course. But using this formula of 50% for high priority, 25% for low priority, and 25% for fun money helps me stick to my goals. Because, like, for example, now I am due to get I was very, very blessed this month on Etsy. I know the month's not over, but I was very, very blessed. So me and my husband are going to get quite a nice payment this month, and I'm looking forward to it. I am really, really looking forward to it, and I can't wait. So that's my reward for the month. And if doing this kind of thing means that this could be done with overtime. If, for example, if you do a lot of overtime, reward yourself each pay period with just a little bit of fun money. That's what it's for. I remember I previously worked in a job that I hated, and it was very, very, very bad for my mental health. I ended up having to leave. I medically retired. That's how bad that job was. And I'll never forget, someone turned to me and said, Renee, we work to live. We don't live to work. So we work so that we can do the things we love. We don't work just so we can survive. We shouldn't. A lot of us do, but we shouldn't. We should be working so that we can live the life we want. And that's what I'm hoping this system can achieve for me, so that I can work and also do the things that we love as a family and as an individual. So I hope this helped. I hope you can adapt this formula to your circumstances. Like, for example, this 25%, it might be $5. But that means you could go and you could buy yourself a chocolate bar, or you could find a local flea market that's a dollar entry or a gold coin entry or a donation, and you could go and have a walk around. Or you could buy yourself an ice cream and walk around the park. You could go to the grocery store and buy yourself that treat that you usually push to the side because it's not a need and it's not in the budget. So it doesn't have to be $2,500 like it was for me. Like, it's amazing. Like, that'll probably, the next time that'll happen will probably be next tax time. Like, that's the last time I will get that kind of money. But, for example, at the end of the month, I might be able to give myself $25 for my Etsy, and that'll be my reward. So I hope this helps. I hope I explained it all well enough and you understood. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and also comment what would your splurge be, like whatever it would be. If you were to come into a little bit of unexpected money or a side hustle or anything like that, what would your treat be? It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be small, but what would your treat be? Usually my treat is, I love high heels. I am a sucker for a good high heel. I wear them as much as I can for my job. When I'm in the office, when I'm out with clients, I for safety reasons, I can't wear them. But yeah, I love high heels, and I have always dreamed of owning a pair of Christian Louboutin heels. That high gloss pattern, black platinum leather with that red sole. It's just, I love them. And I hadn't realized, but for my 13th wedding anniversary, my husband had been saving and he bought me a pair. He bought me my first pair. And then for tax time, I bought myself another pair the following year. And then the year after that, I bought myself another pair. So usually that's my treat. I buy myself a pair of Christian Louboutin heels. This year, obviously, we're saving for a home, so I couldn't do that. But that would be my treat. Very, very high maintenance treat. Beyond ridiculous price tag. But that's always my dream goal. Another treat would be, I'd love to go away for a weekend with my kids and my husband, just to get away from town and do something we love. Like, we did discuss taking the kids to the zoo. We discussed a whole bunch of things, but I really like how we spent our money this time around. So we will just have to save up for that weekend away. Okay, so down the comments below, if you've got any questions, let me know. And let me know what your splurge item would be. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Remember to live, laugh, love. And when life gets hard, just roll it in glitter. Bye, guys.